I'm not trying to get a perfect score, but if that stupid Wadada would just hit the ball when I tell it to, I could move on to more important things, like interviewing a sweaty wrestler.
Was that true?
Was the pattern 2 small balls and a large ball, or was it the other way around? These are the kinds of thoughts that Rhythm Heaven Fever will inspire. While all that silliness is inviting, really, Rhythm Heaven Fever presents what is probably the best implementation of Nintendo's gameplay-first philosophy. There's nothing particularly complicated about the concept. You press the Wii Remote's buttons, either the A or the A and B together, to match a beat pattern from some catchy music. At the end of each game/song, your performance is evaluated, and if you score high enough, you'll get to go on to the next game. Every 5th game is a remix of the previous 4, which is a new song that cleverly combines elements of gameplay from the previous 4 and really tests you to see if you've actually mastered them. The remixes are delightful, and their frenetic pace sort of gives them the feel of a boss fight for a game that's really just a rhythm game. Rhythm Heaven's genius is that it's just hard enough to frustrate, but not hard enough to really anger you. And it's just complicated enough to induce struggle, but simple enough that any bystander will instantly see it and think, I can do that, let me try it. The problem is they probably can't either. The challenge is addictive, and even clearing a stage with a strong score is just an invitation to go replay it in an attempt to get the insidiously stressful, perfect score. From a gameplay standpoint, that's really the entire game, and yet Rhythm Heaven's so much more than that. It's really the work of someone who cares about putting together both the audio-visual experience and the gameplay experience into a package where one complements the other. At risk of being accused of heresy, Rhythm Heaven Fever may be the best top-to-bottom soundtrack ever composed for a Nintendo title. It has to be. The songs are effectively the game stages. Musically clever and decidedly infectious, they are the pulse of the game. The tight integration of music and gameplay allows for an extreme range of styles from bossa nova to blazing guitar rock. These not only provide audio variety, but actually provide a true gameplay variety. This influences all other aspects of the game, from the, quote, story, all the way to the gameplay styles. In fact, it's your input, the sound effects that they create, that actually complete the songs that you're hearing. In a way, Rhythm Heaven isn't just a rhythm game, it's a proper music title. It's also stunningly beautiful. That bystander who wants to play the game, he's not going to get to play it because you don't want to give it up, but they will have something to look at. Music blends with art in sublime ways and influences creative decisions, be it twisting a robot's head to a body or swatting spiders away from the box of candy at the not quite convincing spider-free candy company. The absurd on-screen action sells the music in a way that gives it added resonance. Dozens of distinct art styles populate the 50 minigames. Bright, colorful, attractive, creative, and hilarious imagery can almost be a detriment to the player, as they can prove to be more distracting than they are encouraging. In fact, the remix stages can blend their styles so fluidly and so quickly that it can be hard not to become disoriented. It really is hard to imagine a title could be more better presented. The game is polished so much it shines, and every aspect of the presentation really serves to enhance the simple concept, which again, is just pressing a button in beat with some very catchy music. This precise gameplay is complemented by hilarious scenarios, equally absurd art, and excellent music. Even the game's writing, which rightfully in a rhythm game is probably considered insignificant, is absolutely hilarious. The only issues I have with the game are really minor. The biggest problem is that it uses the A and B button instead of just the B button. It also only lets you, quote, go for perfect, which is the only way you can get a perfect medal for individual games at a time, kind of like the Comets in Super Mario Galaxy 1. And to be honest, Rhythm Heaven isn't that much different than its predecessors, the Game Boy Advance title Rhythm Tengoku, or the DS follow-up Rhythm Heaven. However, it did add some very enjoyable two-player modes for a handful of games. This is the most polished game in the Rhythm Heaven series, a series already so well constructed it has the ability to consume lives. Occasionally frustrating, frequently hilarious, decidedly beautiful, monumentally fun. If you own a Wii, there's no reason not to own this game. Pull it out next time you have friends over. I guarantee it'll be more fun than any party game, even for those that aren't playing.